In today's video, we are checking out Coromandel by Chanel. I was very kindly, by a friend of mine, sent a little miniature for my birthday. Thank you very much. And I mentioned that I liked this one, but I didn't own a bottle of it. And I got this cute little dinky mini, which is very cool. I like it. And I have been wearing it and I've been enjoying it, and we're going to talk about it. So, people talk about white chocolate accord with this. I kind of get that. I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, a little bit. So when you first apply it, you get it's kind of fresh and bright in the opening. The citrus is listed, kind of a mix of citrus, and you get a little bit of that. But in general, you get this kind of fresh, juicy, a little bit citrusy opening. Neroli is listed on the notes, and I can kind of see it. It's got this kind of fresh, kind of clean quality in the top notes. But the main body of the fragrance is when those kind of more brighter top notes kind of come away and you kind of go more into the heart of the fragrance. And really, to me, this is kind of an ambery, vanilla-y patchouli fragrance. It's the way that the patchouli blends with the amber and the vanilla, I think, is what probably helps give it, and maybe the way that there's orris butter, that kind of orris notes gives it a slight powdery texture, but I think the way that the whole thing combines does generally give an impression of a chocolatey kind of note, more kind of, like I say, white chocolate, and I can kind of see that. But it's very nice. I think the accord, if you think it smells of white chocolate or not, the accord smells very good. I enjoy it, and yeah, to me, it's not too heavy on the patchouli, because really sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of patchouli. It depends how it's blended, but with this one, it's not kind of earthy green. It's not kind of hippie smelling, in my opinion. It's just very pleasant, and again, sweetened by quite a bit of vanillin. The vanilla note in here. There's a little bit of an ambery kind of accord thing, which I think just helps make it smooth. You definitely notice the orris as it starts to dry down. A little bit of florals comes through on my skin, and I get this really nice combination once the citruses kind of go, of this kind of a little bit floral, a little bit powdery, with this kind of sweetened patchouli, which is going in that kind of white chocolate direction. And as it dries down, it just gets a little bit more. In fact, the dry down is on this hand. The very, very far dry down is maybe a little bit disappointing, but the real special part to me is the kind of early midsection, and the top notes are very nice as well, but the early midsection is very, very enjoyable. The dry down after about 8 hours is really more kind of vanillin with a little bit of musk and woods, touch of maybe the ambery thing. But even at the far end of the dry down, it feels like the amber's kind of, even that's fading away, and you're left with more of a vanillin kind of musk, which is maybe a little bit generic or not that interesting. You know, if I was to magically have a bottle of it appear on my shelf, I would definitely wear it. People describe an incensey-like quality with this, and I didn't get that personally. It doesn't smell incensey on my skin at all. But I do get kind of that kind of ambery, kind of more dense kind of amber kind of notes. But even that fades away in the dry down. Like I say, you get more of the vanillin kind of musk in the dry down. Maybe some light, maybe synthetic woods. It doesn't smell all that natural as it dries down in the far end of the fragrance. But in general, I really like the fragrance as a whole. I think it's nicely blended. It's got a little bit of a touch of what I describe as perfumey in the top notes, and very enjoyable. To me, again, I think it's unisex. I would say this is an all year round fragrance. I could wear that in the summer, in the spring. Spring would be perfect, autumn would be perfect. I'd even wear it in the winter. I think it's not too heavy that I could wear that to, if I had a job where I went to an office or something, I could wear that in an office and feel that I'm not upsetting anyone with just 1 or 2 sprays. I would wear it on a date, I would wear it in a suit, I would wear it in jeans and a t-shirt. I think very, very versatile, because it's not It's not a polarizing fragrance. I think it's very pleasing in general, the way that it comes across, and it's very easy to wear. In terms of performance for this one, it felt like it stayed a little bit close to my skin, but I'm doing it with kind of pouring it on my hand and doing that, so it's not like a spray. So it felt a little bit closer, but in terms of longevity, it lasts the whole day, around 6 hours, maybe a little bit kind of more of a skin scent, but 8, 9, how long has it been now? Probably 10 hours since I applied it today, so over 10 hours longevity, I would say. And it's still, the dry down is here, still very noticeable. I'd imagine, you know, even 12 hours is probably gonna still be there, going by what it is now at 10. So yeah, but very nice, very long lasting, but the very far dry down is maybe a little bit generic. That kind of musky, vanillin, slightly ambery thing going on in the far dry down, that it kind of loses its magic at the very, very end of the fragrance, but the core of it in the most of the day of the wearing is really good. The way that patchouli creates that kind of white chocolate kind of illusion is very, very nice. I enjoy it. I would wear it if I had a full bottle. I'm not in love with it enough to go out and buy a big bottle of it for myself, but I will definitely enjoy wearing the little miniature. And yeah, I think this is one of the better ones from this particular line. That's my take on this fragrance. And I think if you like a more kind of sweetened ambery patchouli, this might be one you want to have a sniff of, and you might enjoy it. I think a lot of people will have already smelled it, and you probably have an opinion on it. Feel free to share it in the comments below. We'll see you in the next video, and take care everyone. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."